Alright, hey guys, AnimeWest Reacts here. This is gonna be If My Heart Had Wings, gonna be trying this out, a visual novel. So yeah, a bit different from what I've been doing. And yeah, we'll see whether I get a strike or not for this, but yeah, just gonna, get it claimed at the very least, hopefully, but yeah. Hope y'all enjoy this video, or hope y'all enjoy the game, and yeah, let's just get into this. Alrighty. So yeah, I've only played like maybe 20 minutes of this, that I didn't play anymore. Bicycle road race is known as a really harsh sport. Hill climb in the middle is hell too. While putting strain on every muscle in your body, you have to continue pedaling without any brakes to climb a steep hill. At that time, I always think, can't do this anymore. I'll make this race my last. Even though I think that every time in the end, I still take part in the next race. I've endured severe training so that I don't put my feet down halfway through the hill climb. Why do I do that? Because once I finish this hill climb, I am waiting for my reward. So, yeah, the downhill. Nothing compares to the feeling of cutting through the wind as I race down the downhill section at blistering speed. At that moment, I feel an incredible rush. Then I realize that I have forgotten about everything. The pain of the hill climb, the strain of every muscle in my body, and the days of hard practice. It's not a matter of whether I win or lose the race. I just enjoy it, and that's why I continue to ride. That's how it should have been. Okay. So clearly meaning something changed, huh? Alrighty. Still didn't have much life experience at that time, and it was something beyond my imagination. Suddenly, without any warning, something was taken from me. Could also say shed away or lost. However, to directly express the emotion I felt at that time, taken is the word that fits best. So, there was one thing that I learned. Life isn't all about having fun. I gained a lesson in life. The thing that I lost was everything. I let myself get depressed about this. But I should have thought about it a little more. If something can be taken from me so abruptly, then something can be given to me just as suddenly. Sorry about that. The wind blew. A gentle but strong wind. It would not be unreasonable to call it an encounter. What this could be the start of. Even now, there's still no way for me to know. Turbine blows. The windmill is turning. People are overwhelming just because of the sight of such enormous things. So natural silhouette serves a function, but to those who don't know what that is, it would appear to be something very bizarre. Okay, the windmills. Whew, with so many lined up like this, it could be said to be even more overwhelming. But why is that? The sight of the white windmills lined up on the green hills somehow seemed so picturesque. This is amazing, to think that something like this could be made. At the very least, 5 years ago, there was nothing here, just a wide open space. I heard they were going to build a large-scale renewable energy research facility. The cell phone in my pocket vibrated to tell me I had received a text. It's from Anchan. To Aoi, did you arrive here? Already? Sorry I couldn't come meet you. My name is written using a Chinese character, read as Aoi. Or Aoi, something like that. It's a difficult character and is often mistaken for Midori. Incidentally, whether it is Aoi or Midori, it is often mistaken for a girl's name, which causes a few problems. I'll quickly write a reply. I hardly ever use text, so I find the key touch awkward to use. I got here a little too early, so I'm just going for a stroll. The windmills are amazing. Okay, send. Alright, oh. Reply came quickly. They're great, aren't they? It's the new famous spot of Kazagura? Kazagura, I think that's how you say it. If you have any problems, contact me anytime. Anchan. Thank you, Anchan. Alrighty. As I sent the text, I sat down on the grass. This place is on the hillside, so from there I was able to gaze at the lake and the town that stretches across the opposite bank. The rapid redevelopment of the town of Kazegahara meant that the remnants of the old buildings from the Showa area are intermingled with the modern architecture. The view expresses both the past and the future at the same time. Oh, paper airplane. Something white lifted across my field of vision. For a moment, it looked like one of the windmill blades had come flying off, but there's no way that could happen. It's a paper airplane. Or is it a paper airplane? Got up and headed down the slope to look for it. The paper airplane, gliding gently, eventually lost its momentum and descended. Gotcha. It ran ahead of it, did a small jump, and caught it in midair. Where did this come flying from? Judging by direction, it had come from the top of the hill. At a time and place like this, could there be someone here besides me? I took the paper airplane with me as I climbed up the slope. Just as I was able to see the top, there's another one. Suddenly, a gust of strong wind blew the paper airplane out of my hand. Ah, hey, wait! I chased after the paper airplane and ran up the slope. Ready? Nice blue sky. So yeah. And title. Then, just as I finally caught it, a wheelchair. There was someone on top of the hill. It was a girl sitting in a wheelchair. Looking fleetingly into the distant sky, a sudden breeze blew her hair and she combed it back with her fingers. Against the background of the blue sky and windmills that spread across my view, the girl's black hair and white blouse looked incredible. It was as if I was looking at a completed work of art. The girl noticed me. Oh, bleh. First I thought I should make an excuse for why I was there. It was like I stepped into her world without permission and I started to feel guilty. She's not saying anything. Some guy had just suddenly appeared, so perhaps she's being cautious. To show her the reason why I had come here, I held out the paper airplane. Did you throw this? The moment she saw it, her facial expression stiffened. It looked like she was welling up. Suddenly, tears appeared in those delicate eyes. Oh, what? Tears that had welled up in the corners of her eyes came running straight down. As I was watching, great big tears came rolling down her cheeks. Huh? Hey. Without thinking, I walked up beside her. What's wrong? Do you hurt somewhere? Okay, no. Shook her head. She touched the hand that I had unconsciously held out as if she were clinging to it. Her hand was small and trembling. Squeeze. She gently squeezed my hand. It's okay now. I didn't even know what the situation was. However, as I answered, I squeezed her hand back. Okay. Oh, pecks me. Ow, ouch. Before I knew it, there was something like a chicken at my feet, and all of a sudden it started pecking me. Got a hat. Alrighty, peck, peck, peck. Ow, that hurts. What is this thing? Hat. Hat, as it was called, calmed down in her command. Is it a duck? The yellow beak and white feathers, it was a duck that looked like a chicken. For some reason, it was wearing a hat. Huh. Ah. So this is how surprising it is to be suddenly attacked by an animal. However, thanks to that, it looked like she had stopped crying. Is the towel okay? I don't carry a handkerchief around with me. As I said that, without waiting for her to reply, I took a hand towel out of my bag, of course. Of course it had been washed, so it was clean. But, yeah. Why were you crying? But it hurts somewhere. Okay. As she answered, she pointed to one of the wheels of her wheelchair. It had lost its air and had collapsed. You got a flat tire? that would be a problem. That's a terrible thing to happen, yeah. Just a mere flat tire for her is like having her legs taken away. Don't you have a cell phone? She answered, dismayed. SOS, oh this. I opened the paper airplane that I still had in my hand. I'm in trouble, someone help me, I'm on Windmill Hill. So when someone arrived carrying the paper airplane, she felt relieved and started to cry. Now she was fine, but until just now she was shaking. That must be how scared she was. Hold on a moment. The back of my feet rustled as I rummaged around inside it. When she saw the tools that I had taken out, she seemed confused. Would it be okay for you to get out for a moment? I'm going to fix it. You can't get anywhere if you have flat tire, can you? Of course, getting out of the wheelchair is not easy for her. What should I do? From the methods I had seen on TV, the care workers do it by embracing them from the front. Both looked as though we'd imagined that situation and froze. Excuse me a moment. As I put my arms around her sides to her back, I suddenly lifted her up. Whoa, she's so light. Because she was much lighter than I had expected, there was a bit too much momentum. Oh. Before she could grasp the situation, I put her down on soft grass. I'll have it done soon, so hold on a moment. Yep. There. Made in the same way as a bike. They're made in the same way as bicycle tires. I immediately started the repairs. She's behind me, so I can't see her expression, but I had a feeling I was being stared at with contempt. As I was quietly working, the duck was waddling around me and pecking at the soil. Is this duck your pet? Housemates. Do ducks recognize their own names? When he's called, he responds by turning around. Hey, he's pretty smart. As I looked at the duck, I saw her legs laid out on the grass in my field of vision. She can't move them. So she can't move them. There are a number of reasons why people need to use a wheelchair, but it looked like she had a disability in her legs. When I picked her up just now, her body stiffened up with surprise, but there was no strength at all in her legs. The duck returned from his little excursion. While walking around her, he would occasionally try to jump onto her lap. said as she made him get down again. As I watched this exchange, from the corner of my eye, I fixed the flat tire. That's not really the case, though. I sometimes carry them with me. As she said that, she made a little sound as she stretched. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. The wind blows through here. 5 years ago, there were no windmills, though. I've just come back to this town. She directed her gaze at something far away. Yeah. She suddenly looked down and seemed lonely. Lonely and strangely sad. There was an awkward silence as I continued working. The duck twisted its neck to look up at the sky. She was tempted to look up too. What's that? There was something floating in the air. It was crossing the lake and gradually getting closer. Oh. Plane. Nice. Alrighty, plane. First, I thought that it was a paper airplane that she had thrown coming back to us. But it wasn't. It crossed the lake and eventually reached the air above the small hill where we were. An airplane. It's not paper, it's a real plane. But what is this? Its silhouette is much thinner than any plane I know, and the wings are really big. Glider. A glider? I repeated the name as if to confirm it, and then looked to the sky once more. With its big white wings and wide silhouette, it reminded me somewhat of a seagull. The glider is continuing to turn leisurely above our heads. It's flying ever so slowly. As it proceeds slowly across the blue sky, it seemed to be floating rather than flying. Looks like it would feel nice. The turning glider looks as if it had given up on rising and came down towards the top of our hill. I mean, it's not like it was coming down to land. It was just reducing its altitude. Why don't we try waving? They might notice us. She earnestly stretched out her hand and waved towards the white aircraft floating in the sky. Ready? Well, I don't know if the pilot noticed us or not. However, the wings reflected a gleaming light, and it really did look as if it was answering us, calling out to it. Then the glider turned its back to us and flew away back to the other side of the lake. Or where it came from. Yeah, it's gone. Yeah. Where did it come from? Yeah. Okay, it's gone. Nah. She mumbled sadly as she lowered her hand. Which one? This guy, highly. Alrighty. And we're in the city now. I fixed the flat tower and went with her into the town. Yeah. This is the residential area on the opposite bank of the lake to Windmill Hill, where we were just now. I'll take you back to your home. Seemed like she was going to say but before she stopped speaking. For a girl with a walking disability, just because she was shown a little kindness, can't bring some guy to her, she can't bring some guy she hardly knows back to her house. Don't mention it. If your tire ever goes out again, call me anytime. I only said it as a joke, but she blushed and looked down nervously. If you're thanking me, you already did that just now. Yeah, me too, and I saw something unusual too. The glider that we had just seen was now flying in the air above the hill where we were just now. She muttered quietly and giggled. Coupled with her cute and dainty appearance was a lovely smile. Okay, take care. The wheels squeaked as she pushed the wheelchair, along with her hands down an empty street. Behind her, the duck wearing a hat waddled along with her. Hey. She stopped her hands and turned to face me. See you again. She looked troubled and embarrassed, then left without saying anything. Sure was cute. Where is she from? Her appearance was quite graceful, as if she were the daughter of a rich family. A little lady with a duck. It was an odd combination, but they seemed strangely familiar with each other. Okay, I better go. Now I'm going to the dormitory called Flying Fish Manor. Due to certain circumstances, that place will be my new home. While walking along the gently sloping street, I looked up at the clouds moving above. Floating so freely like that, they reminded me of the glider. That distinctive silhouette had left a mysterious impression on me. Alrighty, here we are. There we go. Big. Looks big. Huh. Huh. I finally found it. This place is this it? Flying Fish Manor, it says. There's such a big difference between its appearance and its name. Yeah. That's like giving a tough-looking Japanese Tosa a name like Lily. At least call it Maison de Flying Fish or something. Whew, that way. That's why, even though I looked everywhere, I still couldn't find it. Because I thought it's not this place. I completely ruled it out and then walked around and around this area. Even now, I still can't believe it, so I'll check the sign one more time. And yeah, Flying Fish Manor, where there's no doubt about it. Even so, I'm still not entirely convinced. I mean, I know a lot about this place. It's an old European-style building on the shore of the lake, and because of its appearance, it's a little spooky. When we were kids, we called this building the Witch's Mansion. As a test of courage, we would often sneak into the yard. We just thought it was a rich person's residence, but it's a dormitory. Keifu Private Academy Student Dormitory. I can't just stand here in shock. Okay. I took deep breaths and stood up straight. May I come in? Well, Whoa. Suddenly a girl in her underwear appeared before me, and the expression that I had tried so hard to straighten out crumbled instantly. Why? She's the one who should be worried about having been seen, but why am I the one feeling under pressure? From inside, the other girl, this one was wearing clothes, showed her face, but when she saw me, she let out a hysteric scream. At the same time, the glasses she was wearing looked like they were about to slip off. Oh. Tall girl. Another girl appeared. Oh. Huh? What? Huh? No, that's not it. Just like a god of salvation, my cell phone rang. The word mom was shown on the display. Excuse me a minute. Quietly pressed the button to answer the call while swiftly escaping outside. Mom. Yeah, calm down. Well, the place is full of girls. And I saw one in her underwear. Oh, yeah. Yeah? I had checked the sign over and over, but then I noticed some small writing in the corner. Girls' dormitory. This is the girls' dormitory. Should you do this on purpose What is this? What kind of mother are you? From now on, I'm going to be this place's dorm mother, aren't I? Hmm. Just now they were screaming at the top of their lungs. That damn mother of mine. She's enjoying the situation. Front door opened slightly and the girls from just now were peeking through. He's still here, yeah. When I called out to them like a surprised turtle, they pulled their faces back inside and shut the door. Well, what should I do about this? Oh boy. Well, that was hectic. That's a word for it. Well, this is the situation. While I was explaining the situation, the boarding students, apart from the girl in the underwear who was putting on some clothes, surrounded me but kept their distance and watched at me. This is no good, is it? A boy being the dorm mother of a girl's dormitory. From behind the underwear girl, she was wearing clothes now, but they were pretty gaudy. Were some girls who looked like they were hiding, but they were nodding and agreeing. Incidentally, there is now one more person than before. She was kinda timid and looked to be the same age or maybe a year younger than me. What is it? I'm still a student from tomorrow. I'll be going to Keifu Academy. I'm in the 2nd grade. She said, "What do you mean?" The person who came to speak to all of you is my mother, and well, she kinda half-tricked me into accepting this job as a dorm mother. Mom has a job connected to the real estate, and her company manages this property. The person who seemed the oldest said so, and the other people reluctantly nodded in agreement. This is just until the owner/caretaker comes back, or we find someone else. I apologize for the inconvenience, but for the time being, let's all try to get along. Once the conversation was over, naturally everyone left and went back to their rooms. Thank you very much. Was that all of the boarding students? There's the underwear girl and Kaneko, who is with me now. Yuka, the tall girl with the long hair, and Sana, the girl with the glasses. Tema, one who came from the back, is Ryuko, something like that. That's 4 people altogether. Oh. In other words, there are 5 borders in total. This building is pretty big, but there are only 5 people living here. Come to think of it, my mom did say that there are quite a few empty rooms. It's old and a little far from the school, so maybe it's not that popular. Anyway, the conversation ended well, so the conversation ended well, so I'll call my mother to let her know. At least it worked out. So in the end, we somehow worked things out. What are you talking about, Mom? What are you talking about, Mom? Flap, flap, flap. Oh. Suddenly, the sound of flapping wings came from down the hallway. The shrill voice sounded out. So, yeah, the one we met earlier. Huh? Something big and white came flying down the hallway and from behind at breakneck speed. Was the girl in the wheelchair. Well then. Okay, that happened. The big white thing, which somehow seemed like a duck, was flapping its wings and flew behind me. The girl in the wheelchair avoided all the obstacles in her path, in other words me, and chased down the duck and like a drift racer. Blech. I was so overwhelmed by the speed that I couldn't say anything. The girl in the wheelchair caught the duck at my feet and snatched away a small white cloth, possibly panties, from his beak. The girl put the duck on her knee and lectured him. I remember seeing that before. However, it's something a lot different to the image she had during the day. In the daytime, she seemed more dainty and delicate. However, her appearance was the same. It's not often you see such a pretty girl. Looks like your tire is in good condition. Finally realized that there was a guy standing there. Yeah. What was it? Sure, I got it. Okay, talk to you soon, Mom. Yeah. It's like, hang up quick. I replied as I ended the call. Got as far as saying that, but realized that she had the small cloth in her hand and tried to hide it by stuffing it under her backside. Kanako, who was supposed to be having a bath, poked her head out. Apparently. Hey, look. Hey, look. Is what it felt like she was saying as she relentlessly pointed at me. The girl known as Kotri glared at Kanako like she was interfering. I'm the new dorm mother, Aoi Minase. Kotori seemed to meet my introduction with reluctance. Hat turned to face me and flapped his wings. He's a clever duck. Yes, that's right. So you are against it. If she says that she doesn't like the fact the dorm mother of a girl's dormitory is a guy, or the fact that we're the same age, there's nothing I can do about it. Kotori closes her eyes and quietly takes a deep breath as if trying to focus her mind. Kotori? Yeah. During the day, which part? Yeah, which part of it? She stopped talking and stared at Kaneko, who was standing behind listening. Kaneko looked as if she was saying okay, okay, as she disappeared down the hallway. Yeah, forget that you saw me in a weakened position, huh? Oh. Oh yeah, forget that, huh? That incident was quite startling and I remembered it well. To see a girl's tears from so close like that is something I don't experience very often. I don't know what she thinks about it, but those tears were very beautiful. Have you forgotten about it? No, not yet. Don't be so silly. When you say it like that, it makes it even more strongly engraved in my memory. Kotori straightened her back, composed her expression and smiled. And swish, with a natural gesture, she'd lifted her hair up. Uh-huh. What is Alul? Beauty. Alrighty. Oh. I've heard that word before. Do over. Said that and then straightened her back and made a composed smile again. Okay, that's enough. I get it. Oh, I get it, alright. Wow. Kotori used just about every insult there is and then turned her wheelchair around. Then she hurriedly raced back down the hallway and back into her room. Along the way, Hat, who had been thrown off, chased after her and entered the room. Through a small door, maybe a special door for ducks built into the bottom of the main door. I looked on in disbelief. I don't need to say that, but the dainty and delicate image she had in the daytime had completely crumbled away. A delicate bud was beginning to sprout, and we shared a fleeting love. But cool allure, right? Alul. When I remembered lifting her hair and being so full of confidence, I feel like I could burst out laughing. She's so funny. From the beginning, everything's been so messed up. Tomorrow, it looks like things will start getting interesting or you feel that prediction would come true. Alrighty. So yeah, thinking I'm gonna end this part here. And so yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like it, share it, sub the channel, and I will see y'all later. So, bye.